This is Kate at the Library of Whispers. Today we're going to start reading about the life and times of Edward I. Here he is. Edward I had a decisive influence on the character and development of England's government and institutions. His most famous achievement was the way in which he extended the use of Parliament. By the end of his reign, it had become an essential and distinctive feature of English political life. His legal reforms, defining and amending common law, earned him the title of the English Justinian. The many statutes he enacted increased administrative efficiency and sound government, thus laying the foundations for a strong national monarchy. Okay, I'm going to miss out the introduction. Here is the House of Plantagenet. We'll start with Father and Son, 1239 to 54. Henry III chose the name of Edward for his eldest son in honour of his favourite saint, Edward the Confessor, 1042 to 66, the last Anglo-Saxon king and son of Ethelred the Unready. Henry had since boyhood venerated the Confessor, to whom he bore a certain resemblance. Both were pious and indolent, with a taste for building. Both had cosmopolitan courts and lavished favours on foreigners, whom they preferred to their own countrymen. Both were devious, weak, irresponsible, and spiteful. expressed in English idiom, as Gilbert Scott put it. The confessor had rebuilt the abbey on a grand scale. He intended it, so it is thought, to be the place of burial for himself and his heirs, and to be the scene for future coronations. William the Conqueror and his heirs were anxious to appear as the natural and legitimate successors of the Saxon royal line, and, on the pretext of reigning according to the confessor's will, they encouraged the claims of Westminster to be at once the royal crowning place and burial ground. The canonisation of the dead Edward gave great impetus to these claims, and it was not long before the monks in the Abbey had made a collection of vestments, sceptres, a crown, and other finery, which were immediately accepted as the regalia of the sainted king, and became the regalia of the English kings at their coronation. In 1245, Henry III embarked on the greatest architectural enterprise of his reign, the rebuilding of Westminster Abbey. His twin motives were personal piety and aesthetic ambition. Whatever the main failures, miseries and follies of his long reign, 1216 to 72, this great achievement testifies to certain qualities in a king whom Bishop Stubbs describes as being unlike his son, utterly devoid of all the elements of greatness. His qualities were not dissimilar to those possessed by Charles I: liberality, magnificence, a refined mind and cultivated tastes. One could say that the liberties enjoyed by the English are to some extent due to the political foolishness of their art-loving kings. On the continent, architecture and the decorative arts were used by kings. For example, Louis XIV as expressions and instruments of political power. With Henry III, patronage of the arts was a substitute for political incapacity. He took refuge in building and in schemes of decoration which made his reign as famous in the history of art as it is inglorious in that of the monarchy. Westminster Abbey is the truest memorial to a king who was a better judge of sculpture and painting than he was of politics and men. What distinguishes Henry from all other English kings is the personal interest which he took, not only in the building and maintenance of his houses, castles, and those churches and abbeys which he endowed or founded, but also in the outward tokens of kingship, such as thrones, crowns, seals, and banners. However irresolute politically, he was always determined to gratify his highly developed aesthetic taste. He would let nothing stand in the way of the execution of a building project or scheme of decoration. At one period, 800 men were working on the construction of Westminster Abbey. Henry's impecuniosity and the terrible years of civil war, 1264 to 7, did not deflect him from the project. He undertook to finance personally the building of the new Abbey church. In a Christmas Day, the 13th of October, was for Henry III the great day of the year, and he used the occasion to satisfy his artistic interests and his love of ceremonial. On the 13th of October 1269, there took place the solemn translation of the confessor's remains from his tomb behind the high altar to the newly completed shrine. They were carried on the shoulders of the king. His brother Richard of Cornwall, king of the Romans, and his sons Edward and Edmund. Despite Henry's predilection for everything French, this did not stop him choosing Anglo-Saxon names for both his sons. This was for Henry the greatest moment of his reign. For over 20 years he had been absorbed in the smallest details of the new work at Westminster. Little now remains of the Golden Shrine. On that famous day when the sacred remains were placed in it, Mass was said for the first time in the new church, and afterwards a great feast was held in the adjoining palace to celebrate the occasion. A few months later, in August 1270, Edward left to join Louis XIV, Saint Louis, King of France, on crusade. Father and son were never to see each other again. Henry died at Westminster on St. Edmund's Day, the 16th of November, 1272, when Edward was on his way home from the Holy Land. 4 days later, on the 20th of November, Henry's body was placed in the tomb behind the high altar from which the confessor's bones had been removed. Henry's veneration of the confessor was far from being a whimsical private cult. All later Plantagenets were anxious to be positioned as near as possible to the shrine of St. Edward, and Henry certainly deserved to lie near his favourite saint. In 1290 his coffin was moved to a new tomb on the north side of the shrine. The other tombs to the north of the confessor's chapel are those of Edward I and of his wife, Queen Eleanor. Now this picture here, this is Rudolf Ackermann's engraving of the shrine of Edward the Confessor in Westminster Abbey, 1812. The shrine survives today in a much mutilated form, having been stripped of its gold casing and mosaic decorations during the dissolution of the monasteries in the 16th century. The tombs of father and son are not at all alike and may be taken as illustrative of two quite different temperaments and personalities. Edward's tomb is a great plain chest of black purple is married to the king's sister Eleanor, was one of his godfathers. Henry made it clear that this joyous occasion should be celebrated by many handsome gifts to himself. If they did not come up to expectations, he returned them and asked for something better. God gave us this infant, but our Lord the King sells him to us, said the cynical Londoners. All biographers of Henry III are in agreement that, whatever his other personality weaknesses, he was himself a model of domestic virtue. His children were brought up in an atmosphere of purity and piety. Henry attended 3 masses a day, which even his brother-in-law, St. Louis, thought excessive. Dante called him Il Re della Simplicio Vita, and placed him in a valley where those sat who had not been evil, but who had been careless of the great reward. As we have seen, the virtuous moral life of the royal family did not go hand in hand with a Quaker simplicity of living. Henry liked to live splendidly and to entertain lavishly. He spent enormous sums on decorating his many manors, castles and palaces, particularly Westminster, Winchester, Windsor and Woodstock. He liked big house parties and ceremonial feasts, especially when they were attended by his foreign kinsmen and their hangers-on. He was disastrously attached to the family of his wife, Eleanor of Provence, who encouraged the rapacity of her relatives. Henry's patronage of foreign adventurers who were totally unfitted for spiritual or administrative offices in England earned him the severe disapproval of Matthew Paris, the St. Albans monk and historian, whose chronicle of the times of Henry III ends abruptly in 1259, when Edward was 20 years old. His writings give us an admirable background to the world in which Edward grew up. He describes the struggle between the Empire and the Papacy, the Crusades and other movements in the Eastern Empire, as well as events in England. Although he liked Henry, he was deeply angered by his propensity for appointing foreigners to high places in church and state. Thoroughly patriotic and a believer in freedom, he spared neither king nor pope whenever he saw an instance of foreign abuse of national interests. The writings of this educated and honest chronicler shed a vibrant light on Henry's confused and mediocre reign. He emerges from them a bad king with many reprehensible weaknesses of character, but also with many endearing human traits. Edward's reign and character are that much more obscure, for lacking a chronicler to record them with humour and objectivity. Eleanor of Provence, surnamed La Belle, the mother of Edward I, Edmund, Earl of Lancaster, Margaret, wife of King Alexander III of Scotland, and Beatrice, Simon de Montfort had failed in restoring that rebellious dukedom to obedience. There is another story of how Henry in 1260, convinced that Edward was plotting with Simon to overthrow him during his absence in France, returned in a fury to England and summoned his son to his presence. "The moment I see him," he said, "I shall embrace and forgive him," which he did. Now this picture opposite is Henry III portrayed with one of the churches which he built. And that's from the Chronicle of England by Peter Langtoff. Edward's education has been described as a long struggle, on the one hand, to remedy his father's errors, and on the other, to humble his father's enemies. He would probably have agreed with those historians who have heaped Henry's memory with opprobrious epithets: a moral coward, false, shifty, unreliable, infirm of purpose, un-English in feeling, letting his Provençal and Poitevin relations swarm the court and live off the country, a man without the slightest talent for administration and completely lacking in political common sense. It was probably Edward's knowledge of his father's weaknesses that determined him to be a strong prince, to keep troth, honour, agreements, and to be loyal to his friends. A less desirable result of the reaction against his father's opportunism and untruthfulness was his recourse in awkward situations to a narrow and disingenuous legal pedantry. It must have been agonising for the manly, realistic Edward to sit back and witness the hideous result of his father's countless acts of folly. 9 years of civil turmoil, without reproach, knowing that it probably spelt the end of his own inheritance. His exemplary loyalty, coupled with his decisive behaviour, was to be rewarded when he inherited in 1272 a loyal, prosperous and united country. Edward's first introduction to public life came in 1254, when he sailed from Portsmouth with his mother and her uncle, Boniface of Savoy, Archbishop of Canterbury, to Bordeaux. He was just 15 and on his way to meet and to marry Eleanor of Castile, the half-sister of the philosopher King Alfonso X. The Wise of Castile. They crossed the Pyrenees and travelled to Burgos, the capital of Castile. Edward and Eleanor married at the monastery of Las Hulgas on the edge of Burgos at the end of October. Alfonso knighted him and solemnly renounced all claims to Gascony, which had been the dowry of his great-grandmother. This renunciation was the main reason for this arranged marriage, which turned out to be one of history's love matches, commemorated by the Eleanor crosses, whose touching monuments erected to a wife by her bereaved husband. Shortly before Edward's marriage, his father had given him Gascony, the whole of Ireland, except Dublin and Limerick, Wales, Chester, Bristol, Stamford, Grantham, and the Channel Islands. He guaranteed Edward a minimum income of 15,000 marks a year. Edward was indeed an eligible match. He had, at the age of 15, his own household, a huge income, and properties as large, if not larger, than those of his father. He was almost king already in Gascony. However, his powers were limited by his father's supervision. Having divested himself of all these possessions, Henry went to Paris his wife and closest friends were French. The lost and given empire of the English kings was a heartbreaking matter. For once he himself was not to blame. By the time he came to the throne, France was no longer a geographical expression, but the most powerful state in Europe. This was the achievement of Philip Augustus, 1180 to 1223, who successfully exploited the political folly of Richard I and his brother John. During Philip Augustus's reign, the monarchy in France was transmuted from theory into fact. He annexed Normandy, Artois, Maine, Anjou, and Touraine, and his son Louis VIII in his turn conquered Poitou. The Duchy of Gascony was all that remained of the once vast French possessions of the English king. The name Gascony came from the Gascons, who plundered and then settled the area between the Pyrenees and the Garonne. After the breakup of the Carolingian Empire, it was ruled by an independent line of dukes who annexed various counties such as Bordeaux, Agen, and Bazas. In the 11th century, Gascony became united with the Duchy of Aquitaine, which was centred on Poitou. These two duchies were inherited by Eleanor of Aquitaine, wife of Henry II, who ruled the whole area as Duke of Aquitaine. After the English lost Poitou, Henry III continued to rule as Duke of Aquitaine, and his son Edward inherited the title. Gascony came to have the same symbolic importance for Henry that Calais had for Mary Tudor. He clung to the beautiful, ungovernable duchy with a furious tenacity. The retention of this remnant of his father's continental lordships concentrated his mind, as did the rebuilding of Westminster Abbey. At least Henry did not lose the duchy. It remained in English hands until 1451. The history of Gascony under English rule is a welter of feudal complexities, of conflicting rights and claims to vassalage and inheritance. The duchy was in permanent jeopardy from forces within and without. Within were the great vassals, and without were the kings of France, still bent on the abasement of the House of Anjou and the assertion of their rights over vassals and the kings of Castile. Henry had sent his formidable brother-in-law, Simon de Montfort, in 1248 to restore order in the turbulent duchy. In 1252, Henry, leading a willing ear to Simon's enemies, had him tried at Westminster for corruption and mismanagement. The Earl was exonerated but dismissed, and Henry sailed with 300 ships to try to create order in the duchy. This was the occasion when Edward sobbed as he watched the sails of his father's ship disappear over the horizon. By means of the marriage of Edward to Eleanor and his friendship with St. Louis, Henry hoped to secure Gascony against its most dangerous neighbours, and by a policy of conciliation to curb the restlessness of the Gascon barons. Then, having settled Gascony and handed over to Edward his new lordship, he intended to go on crusade. With this scheme in mind, he had taken the cross in 1250. Edward stayed in Gascony for a year after his marriage, studying the administration of the duchy, which was in the hands of his seneschal and the constable of Bordeaux. Later, as king, he took Gascon affairs very seriously, making 2 long stays there, from 1273 to 1274, and from 1286 to 1289, building castles as he had done in Wales and southern Scotland, and improving the administration. Meanwhile, places